Hey, what's up? It's G Flip, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
G Flip, it's been a minute. It's so good to see you. It's so good hearing brand new music from you. I can't get tired of your voice, and I can't get tired of all the music that you keep creating. Let's talk a little bit about your most recent single, I'd Rather Go to Bed. And it's been such a crazy year. So talk to me about the creative process of this song and what really kickstarted the track.
Yeah, I guess, the song has quite a deep meaning to it. It's essentially about not wanting to wake up and face today and wanting to stay in bed, which I've felt at a lot of times. And I think a lot of people can relate, especially to, 2020 and how this year's that feeling of feeling quite lost and not wanting to wake up and essentially wanting to stay in bed living your dreams, which for me, I have really elaborate dreams and I can lucid dream a little bit. So, um, I've been through really dark times. This year I had, a period of time that was really quite dark with, all my plans changing. I was kind of meant to move to the States, but that didn't happen. So I came back here. I didn't really have a settled place to live. I went through a breakup. It felt like everything was going down and I went through a tough time. And yeah, but I did actually write this song a couple years ago, when I was also going through, a bad anxiety filled time. And then, I was listening to all my old tracks throughout this year, and this song just like kind of jumped out to me because so many people are experiencing that exact feeling and a lot of people can relate to it. So yeah, that's kind of the meaning behind the song.
And what is that like for you? You went through so many challenges, but yet you still, pushed through and you still made ends meet and you still found a way to kind of still be happy, still create, still be you. What was it like kind of getting from that low point to the point where you're at today?
Yeah, I feel like a lot to do with, the highs and lows. Like when you go through a low part, a lot of people can try get you out of it, but essentially it comes down to you. You have to pull yourself out of that. And there's, for me, a lot of factors helped it, like healthier eating, just healthier living in general to keep your mind like in a good spot. Like so drinking lots of water. I got into a routine of waking up early and going for walks, and talking to my mates via FaceTime because obviously I couldn't see my friends because of um so like healthier living like lets you have a healthier mindset, and I think that's really really important if you're going through those darker times. Eat better, do fitness, work out, like all of those things help contribute to a better mental state. And I think sometimes you can get so lost in it and you can stay in your room and stay in bed, but you got to get yourself out of it by just changing some simple habits that you have throughout the day, which can help you get to a better spot, and also talking to people as well.
And back with this track, I feel like it's such a vulnerable track for you. What was different in the recording process? What did you do differently this time around compared to your previous material?
Well, this song was written, hopefully I get the date right, I think later in 2018. So
Wow.
I had a session with Noah Breakfast, and we just got together and we were in a room and there was a Juno there and he had some sounds on his laptop. There wasn't even a MIDI keyboard. So I remember I was on his laptop, like using the laptop keyboard as like a keyboard, sampling some little sounds, and then he was on the Juno. And we wrote most of the melodies that day, but we didn't have a chorus. And then I was working really hard at that time. Like 2018 was a year that I was like, said to my team, like, book me every single day. I don't want a day off while I'm in the States. Like while I'm over there, I want to work every day. And it really had a bad impact on my mental state because I was tired,
Wow.
I was overworked. And I remember after that session, we didn't have a chorus. And then the next few days, I woke up and I was feeling shit and just drained and tired and overworked. And I actually wrote that chorus in bed one of the mornings after. And then, yeah, and I didn't see Noah for like about a year. And then the next time I came to the States, we recorded all the vocals and I wrote the rest of the lyrics there, um, for for us to record it. So yeah, it was a very easy process. Most of the track, all the production was done in the first few hours, which, you
Wow.
know, Noah works pretty fast. I work pretty fast. We're both producers, so we were both just like, jamming. But also the song is very simplistic production wise and very
Hmm.
sparse, and there's not that many tracks in it. So it's pretty bare and minimalistic, which I love, and it's what I love in music at the moment is there's so many tracks coming out with
Right.
very minimal stuff, letting harmonies and lyrics and the vocals shine, which is cool.
Yeah, I felt like it was the sonics was perfect for being able to kind of understand the situation, understand the vocals throughout the song.
Yeah, it's very dreamy, like very dreamy, and like it really suits the whole lyrical content of the song, definitely.
Right. So the fact that you kind of started this in 2018, like it's been a couple years now, like what was it about this track that you still kind of had it in the back of your mind that it was eventually going to be released? Like, did you have that like a specific line, lyric, or thought about it that you knew that this was going to be like something big for you as a release goes?
It was always one of my favorites. So I have
Mm.
so many songs hidden in the hard drive on like little playlists here and there. It was always one that always stood out to me and one that I loved. And then just the way that this year panned out and, so many people going through, mental health struggles with, just the way 2020 has been, it just felt like the right release to put out. Um, although it's like, has pretty dark themes, it's also sheds light on how you can, escape and like find a place mentally where you can find peace, etc. So it does end up having a more positive message, but I wanted to just show people that like I go through that same struggle as well as you do. Like just because you might watch me on a TV or on your phone screen, like I'm going through the same stuff. So and you're not alone. So yeah, it just felt like the right time to put it out.
Now this is one of three songs that you've released this year so far. Like, is this going to be another body of work that you're working on, or are you like doing singles games? Like, what is the plan for this music that you've released this year?
Yeah, we're kind of in talks about what I want to do, if it's an EP or an album I want to maybe do next year or the year after.
Hmm.
Um, I've got some more songs coming out, next year, which I'm really excited about. And some of these songs I've released this year might make the next body of work, or they might not because I've got a few more songs coming out next year. But we'll see. It's kind of really loose plans at the moment. So, yeah, yet to get a full idea of what I want to do, but I've got some secret little ideas of what I'm planning on doing, but everything's still kind of in the works.
Right. Now, as far as like your creative process, like how do you feel you've kind of evolved since the last time that we talked?
Definitely I've worked with a lot more people and I've had
Hmm.
way more insight into what it's like working with other producers in studios. Because I guess beforehand it was kind of me just cooped in my little like Bayside house with my family, like being a little music nerd, just like, you know, creating and making stuff. So now I've worked with a lot more other people and worked in a lot of studios, which is so it's heaps of fun, and I really enjoy it because it gets things done quicker, and I like getting things done fast. So when I'm by myself, it takes me so long to make a decision. So it's been really fun and just making heaps of friends, man. Like I've made friends all over the world that I can
That's awesome.
call, or like it's so cool. I know like heaps of mates in LA now and across Europe, and like all these music mates, and I've played so many festivals now and made friends with other artists. So yeah, it's dope. It's super cool.
You've gone a long way since that little stage at the Echo, like that. Like
Yeah.
that's cool that you've had these like opportunities like within these last couple of years.
Yeah, oh, I remember that show at the Echo. That was like one of my first like headlining LA shows. Cool. And you and me backstage just like having fun. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's been a really amazing last few years, and I'm really stoked with everything that's happened. And yeah, it's had its ups and downs, but overall, it's like this is what I wanted to do, and this is what I love doing, and it's just so sick. Sometimes I still wake up and I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is insane that this is my job. And I don't even call it a job when people are like, what do you do for work? I'm like, this isn't really work. This is just like doing cool stuff, like creating and having fun. So yeah, it's been awesome, man.
And like speaking of like living a dream, like you, I mean, the Croc Queen got her own Croc collaboration. Like that's insane. Like, talk to me about that collab and like, like what made you decide on the designs that you had for this collaboration?
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. The G with Croc collaboration has been a long time coming. Yeah, for years I've loved Crocs and I've had a weird obsession. And I would just like back in like when my career first started taking off 2018, I just started DMing them and being like, please, I love you. I love you. Love me back. Like literally all my text messages are so needy. They're like, love me, please love me. And I'm just like texting them. And over the years they came around and they loved me back. And um my team obviously helped me out contacting them trying to get a collaboration happening because it was my number one dream. Even my fans started a petition. I remember I was in a group with some of my like really hardcore fans that live in the same city as me, wanting to go in front of the Crocs building in Melbourne, Australia. And I had to be like, maybe don't do that because you can don't skip school. Like, no, don't do that. But yeah, it's been a long time coming. And yeah, I have my own G Flip Crocs out. Obviously, I wear a lot of tie dye, so we wanted to do a tie dye Croc, and then all the little gibbets were just designs that I kind of made for my album About Us, the little iconography. So yeah, it's so cool. And they sold out in like 12 minutes.
I saw that. I got the press release and then I opened it and I clicked the link and it just said sold out. I was like, shit.
Sold out so quick. I feel really bad because all my friends and family wanted to support me and buy them rather than asking me for like free ones, and
Yeah.
they all missed out. My mum got a pair. All my best friends missed out, um, and I feel bad because they're not making another run of them. So yeah, everyone that got in were very lucky, but it's so cool that people got around it. So it's great.
Well, maybe, I mean, maybe when a new album comes or a new EP, like that could be like a package deal. Like that could be the promo.
That's a great idea. Yeah, that is a
You better
great
write
idea.
it down.
I know, for sure. Better write it down. Yeah, good idea.
So what's next for you? Like what else is going on? You've been super busy with music, which is amazing, but like how are you keeping like sane? How are you keeping yourself like calm and collected throughout this like intense year?
Yeah, just been trying to work as much as I can. Obviously, you're kind of limited without being able to do shows or doing a lot of like hands-on filming with crews because of and we went through really tough here in Melbourne. It was I think some of the hardest in the world actually. It was really, really we've only just been let out since like March. So
Wow.
um yeah, I think how I got through it is a lot of online collaborations, a lot of co-writing. I've been writing a lot for other artists, which is really fun, and I
That's
love
dope.
doing it.
That's a
So yeah,
first.
yeah, and hopefully 2021 I'll have some releases out that I've actually written for people, which is
That is
great. And
dope.
I've done a lot of that this year. Um, and this year the plan was kind of for me to like travel a lot and do a lot of writing for other people because that's kind of like one of the things I've enjoyed the most over the last few years. I got a taste of it and I was like, this is the best. Like, I don't have to attach myself too much to it. I just have to like sit with the artist, get their vision, and write a dope song for them. So I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of online collaborations, a lot of finishing songs that I hadn't finished. It was good being back in my little bedroom kind of studio. Um, with all my instruments back to the old days of when I wrote, the album About Us. So, yeah, just trying to keep busy and also taking some time off just to
Good.
chill out and see my mates. I haven't hung
Yeah.
out with my mates in years. I've
Yeah.
had so much fun. Like, obviously, I couldn't really see them, but even just like talking to them every day on the phone, once days being able to see them, like, it's been so fun to feel a bit normal again and not just be on planes every second.
It's the life, but it's also kind of dreadful at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, aside from or back to the like the songwriting for the artists, like the fact that you've been doing that, and I'm sure you've had a long list of artists that you kind of collaborated with already. How do you feel? that has impacted your own songwriting personally?
Ooh, how's it impacted my own songwriting? I think it's just interesting getting a vibe on how other people work, how other people put their songs together or where they start. Like for me, I always start differently, whether it's like from a voice memo of something I've just sung in the shower, or I might start on piano, like playing a different chord progression, or I might start just making some bass production, putting a beat and some keys together. Like it's interesting when you work with other people to see how their process and how they like to start off. Um, but in the end, when I write songs, I always go back to what I'm comfortable doing and how I have always done it. So yeah, it's just interesting seeing how other people work.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, I look forward to hearing music that you've collaborated with, and I look forward to more music from you. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to me.
No
And
stress,
hopefully,
man.
the third time we'll do this in person, and hopefully by then you're in the States.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not too long. We've had a 2 and a bit year break from having a
Right,
chat. Yeah.
right. We'll make it sooner.
Awesome. All right. See you, mate.